Welcome to this talk where I'm going to be discussing CystoFocus, one of the unique focus products by Vets Brands. My name is Izak Venter. I'm a veterinarian for 30 years plus, specialized in veterinary ophthalmology and closely involved with the development of this unique therapeutical range. CystoFocus is a product specifically aimed at the treatment of interstitial or idiopathic cystitis. Now, this is a condition that occurs predominantly in cats, but once in a blue moon, we may see this in a dog, but for the majority of this talk, I'm going to be referring to cats. Question is, does your cat suffer from feline interstitial cystitis? The clinical signs that we associate with this is difficulty urinating, mewing when urinating, frequent urination, or urinating in small amounts. You may see blood in the urine and urination outside the cat box. It's almost like your cat is telling you, I've got a bladder problem. So they tend to start to urinate on the bedding, or they may start urinating in the washing basin or in the bath. And typically, if you look at that, you will see these little blood spots in these abnormal places. It's a painful condition, so cats tend to hide and they also tend to lose their appetite. There are certain cats that are more prone to develop feline interstitial cystitis, and these include your domestic short-haired cats, Persians, Himalayans, and Manx. Also a condition seen more frequently in young and middle-aged cats and a lot more common in males than in females. Also more common to see this in overweight cats, less active cats, and cats that are confined indoors. If we look at CystoFocus, not a lot of active ingredients in the product, but they are specifically aimed at addressing the underlying issue causing this inflammatory reaction that we see in the bladder. Now, the most important thing if you think about feline interstitial cystitis is that we have a leaky bladder wall. And one of the really important factors that contributes to this bladder wall becoming leaky is stress. So if the bladder wall is leaky, you can get bacteria adhering onto the bladder wall, and we can get some really toxic substances penetrating the bladder and causing an inflammatory reaction inside the bladder. Now, the first inclusion in CystoFocus is L-Tryptophan. L-Tryptophan is something that's converted to serotonin, and serotonin is one of the products in the body that if you have a serotonin deficiency, it may lead to fear, aggression, and anxiety. And as we just said, anxiety plays a really important role in the development of this condition. So stress can cause FIC. Another inclusion in CystoFocus is N-acetyl D-glucosamine, or NAG. Now, if you think about the bladder, we've seen this image a little bit earlier as well, as the bladder is lined by this glycosaminoglycan layer. And what N-acetyl D-glucosamine does, it helps to restore a damaged gag layer. And by doing this, it again helps to prevent this leaky bladder wall. Then we've included cranberry extract. Cranberry extract binds to the bacteria if there are bacteria present in the urine. Now, this is not primarily a bacterial problem. This is a bladder wall problem. But if we do have bacteria, cranberry extract will bind to those bacteria. And by doing this, they are actually preventing the bacteria from adhering onto the bladder wall. And then whenever the cat urinates, those bacteria are going to be flushed from the body. FIC is an extremely painful condition. These cats are really miserable, and because of that we have included PEA or PEA, and this is an anti-inflammatory substance. It does have some antibiotic effect as well, but it is predominantly included to make the cat more comfortable. These cats tend to really go off the food and feel miserable purely because of the pain associated with this disease. Question is when to give CystoFocus. Now, this is a product that is aimed at treating active bladder inflammation, but certain cats are more prone to FIC, and they tend to get a recurrent bout every couple of weeks, once a month, twice a year. And if you do have a cat that suffers from recurrent FIC, CystoFocus can be given to prevent that. So that it's a safe product to use on the long run to prevent recurrent bladder infections. It's available, as most of the Focus products, as a palatable powder, dry over its food, or mix it with a little bit of water to make a paste, or more to create a gravy. Cats are fussy eaters, but most cats love CystoFocus, so it is not an issue giving it to your cat. And again, This is a stress-related condition, so the last thing we want to do is to give this cat something that's bitter, that I need to catch the cat twice a day to force something down the throat, because that is counterproductive. That is actually going to aggravate the situation. So it's really important to use an extremely palatable product. There are palatants in here, including things like liver extract, that really makes this extremely tasty. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please email us at info@vetbrands.co.za.